Has anyone else been feeling like shit this past 2 weeks? Past 2 weeks have been just awful for the physical body, and also just mentally. It's like mental overwhelm. I try to dive into this feeling to kind of try to understand what is happening, because it's too much. And what I received was a lot of Sirian energy, a lot of Sirius downloads, and just oh my gosh, it's like I tuned into the energy of this Sirian Commander, and it was, I feel, oh my gosh, I'm feeling it in my chest. I feel like this is an aspect of me. This is another me that exists. When I was tuning into the Sirian energy before, it was more so feminine, more connected to ancient Egypt, to the priestess lineages, and it was more feminine. But the energy that is coming in now, it's more masculine, and so I feel like I'm tuning into the other the other side of the coin when it comes to my Sirian expression. The download that I received, the reason why I've been feeling a lot of discomfort, a lot of physical discomfort, and also a lot of mental activation, is because of the Sirian Stargate that is opening. And I know that a lot of people talk about the Lionsgate portal. A lot of astrologers, they say it's not accurate, that there's nothing happening on 8/8. However, something doesn't have to be astrologically accurate to mean something for someone. And I feel that 8/8 is a very, very important date. And it holds a very important frequency. And I feel a lot of Sirius energy. And what I'm also feeling is that Sirius is deeply connected to Lyra. And Lyra is this solar collective to me. That's what it feels like. A very conscious, powerful solar collective. And what I feel is happening now, it's oh my gosh, my throat. What I feel happening now is that the body is being activated with a lot of oh my gosh, there's so much, and I can't like say it all here because it would take me forever, and it's just all scrambled in my brain. But so it's gonna be all over the place, but this is where it's taking me. It's just where it's taking me, so keep up. Keep up. But what I feel is that what I was able to remember, I guess, is that there is a serious lineage of Source. I say it in quotes because that's what I see them as Source Geneticists, and they came to Earth after the Anunnaki came to experiment with the human to create a species, and they did the Anunnaki story, right? And I'm gonna dive into this because I was able to also speak with Enki and Enlil, is that how you say it? But I was able to connect with them and to receive transmissions and messages, and it was very amazing because they came in apologizing, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But anyway, so this Sirius lineage came after the Anunnaki were here to repair the genetic coding of the human that they had developed, and to liberate. It was to liberate the humans so that eventually they would be able to access higher states of consciousness. And that's what this Sirius lineage does. They are living or existing and travel across the universe, and they do this for collectives that are developing, and they don't do anything to make it happen instantly, but they do come in to not experiment, but to enhance the genetic coding of beings to ease the to make, I don't know how to explain it, but to make the ascension process a more to make it a process that takes place with more ease. I'm struggling with words, but it's like they prepare the vessel for higher states of consciousness, for higher levels of source tone, source energy to activate from within the vessel. And so again, and what they were saying to me, because I was when I was thinking about it and like, you know, like diving deep into it, I was like, oh, was that an experiment? And they were like, no, we were not experimenting with the human, we were enhancing the human. This is not an experiment. An experiment is what the Anunnaki did because they wanted to create something and they didn't know if it was going to work, but they did it, and it made us. But this is an enhancement, and it's not, again, it's not to bypass anything. It's not to bypass the process of evolution of any being or collective. It's simply to enhance the vessel, to prepare it for source tone to arrive intact. But source tone, or the source energy, source consciousness, doesn't arrive at once because the body is too dense for that. And so they do something within the body. There's nodes and the energetic points and the chakra system, even the organs, the cells in our body, our DNA. They do something to it to prepare it so that it can, so that the process of evolution can take place in pieces, slowly. And yeah, so what is happening now is there's this Sirian Stargate that is opening from within the vessel. And that's why we are feeling so much discomfort, so much physical discomfort, and also so much mental overwhelm, because we are accessing more of the source tone from within ourselves. So also the solar energy, you know, the energy outside of ourselves, but it's happening. The Stargate, it's opening within ourselves, because we have, a lot of people have achieved coherence. There's not a lot of distortion, or there's not an imbalance of polarity of energy within the polarities within our bodies anymore. A lot of us, and this is something that we had to do and that I did all fucking year is the way in which you achieve coherence at a higher pace is by fully diving into your humanity, because it is the human vessel that allows coherence to neutralize distortion within the body. The way in which this was achieved for me, and I'm sure I still have a lot of work to do, but it's through grief, through not avoiding the ache, through not avoiding the pain or the frustration or the anger, but to actually go through all of those emotions, because it is the emotion. Your emotions are the anchor for the vessel, for God tone to anchor in the physical human vessel. And so this is gonna... Okay, let's go to part 2. This is part 2 of the Sirian and downloads that I was sharing. The Sirius Stargate that is opening from within the body, that is activating from within the human body. And again, the key here is the human body. It's not a technology that is activating outside of ourselves. It is a quantum Sirius technology that is activating within the vessel, and it is activating now because we have achieved coherence. There is enough coherence in the body to activate the Stargate. And this Stargate, oh my gosh, fuck. The Stargate is sort of this point. The Stargate is the still point through which everything comes into the body. And from within the body, it anchors in the physical experience, it anchors in matter, and then it is able to express itself through you. So what is coming in through the Stargate is you. All of you. All of you is coming through the Stargate, and I do believe that for a lot of us, what is coming through first is that Sirian consciousness, because they're the mother. They're the mother and father of humanity. it's weird because before, for me, the Sirian energy was very feminine, but what I'm feeling now, it's more masculine. So I do feel like I'm accessing both, the polarity of the collective. Both sides of the polarity, both sides, the north and the south pole, and it is being activated now because they are the ancients. They are the ancients that first seeded the human vessel with enough. It's like they seeded the human vessel to be able to host source tone intact. Because what I was saying in the other video is that when the Anunnaki came here, they did their experiments and they created the human vessel, but it was like they kept it from fully becoming what it could be, because they wanted control and order. But what the Syrians did, they came in and they did genetic procedures on the body, not experiments, procedures on the body to ensure that eventually the body would be able to host source tone intact. And yeah, so go watch the other video that I posted before this one so you can have a better idea of what the hell I'm talking about. But yes, so what is happening with the 8-8 portal, and also the full moon in Aquarius. This is all Western or tropical astrology. But again, it's not about astrology. This is about energy, and it is about coherence. So many people are not going to feel anything, but if you have achieved coherence within your physical body, you will feel a lot, and you may have already been feeling a lot, like me for the past, honestly, all fucking year. Because I allowed myself to be human, and I did not bypass any of the emotions by sitting down to meditate, or by flying on my spaceship, or by just being super spiritual. I was like, you know what? I'm going to come down from the spaceship. I'm going to sit down with myself and I'm going to feel everything. I'm not going to bypass anything. And so I was feeling the grief. I was feeling the rage. I was feeling the frustration. I felt everything. I felt the void. I felt everything. And then I felt so numb that I felt nothing. And then the cycle will repeat itself. And so it was a fucking roller coaster ride. But because we allow ourselves to feel everything, coherence is activated, and the vessel is ready to open the Stargate to receive everything that we are. Everything that we are comes through the Stargate within our physical vessel, and everything that we are is ready to be broadcasted. We are the voice of our infinity, and infinity is becoming here. The infinity is becoming flesh. Source is becoming flesh. There's a lot happening. It's so fucking hot. Oh my gosh. Let me open the door. There is a lot happening. There is so much happening. There's a lot shifting. And because it is shifting, it is our turn to show up as humans, being fully alien. Like I said, for the past year, and even last year, for the past year, I've been I kind of didn't share much about starseeds or about aliens because I felt like it was my turn to be human. And that's when I was exploring everything that the human is. I was learning what it meant to be flesh, to be grounded and to be anchored into to be human. And now that I've been on this journey with this energy that is coming in from Sirius, it's like my alien self is fully activated. And it's like, okay, now it's time. Now it is safe for me to be fully alien while walking in this human flesh. So I am still human. I am human, very human, but I'm also alien. And so now it's about not being afraid of expressing yourself as the alien, not being afraid of walking amongst people while being the alien. but still humbling yourself and remembering that you are also human and that you are no better than anyone else. Your neighbor, the person walking next to you, you are no better than anyone else. You are no better than anyone else. They are also cosmic, but they have yet to remember the part of themselves. And so what we do here is we become the blueprint of the human that is cosmic, the human that remembers not only that I am extraterrestrial, I am elemental, I am fairy, I am dragon, but I'm also God. We are the blueprint of the human that remembers that I am God. And yeah, so that's the Stargate that is activating. That's the Sirian technology that is activating within ourselves. It was once seeded by them, by the ancients, when the physical vessel was created. And it's happening now. I'm feeling more calm. So I think this is all I'm going to say right now. But stay tuned, because I am rebranding my whole presence online. I have a podcast that I was doing that was called Starseed and Human, but I'm not feeling aligned with that podcast anymore. So I'm thinking about starting a whole new podcast that blends everything, that doesn't separate one from the other, but blends everything. And that's where I'm gonna be showing up as the human, as the alien, as both, as one. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. There's a lot more coming. I also was feeling the energy of Dolores Cannon yesterday, and she was talking about also what she talked about in her books, and also in her just talks, and that was that a lot of Starseeds volunteers, that we come to this earth on a mission, and the mission is to stay. We are not here to ascend, to exit the planet, but to remember. Ascension is remembrance. Ascension is the path of remembrance. And then once you reach that remembrance, once you activate that memory from within yourself, you are then fully activated to stay through the collapse. Because it's only going to keep getting more chaotic and more crazy, but you have what it takes to stay here. And that's why we came. We didn't come here to remember and leave. We came here to remember and stay. So that's another thing that I'm going to leave you with. But yeah, so I'll talk to you again soon.